If it's working, it says excellent. Looks like it. Cool. Next. Just waiting for this other stream to boot up. Waiting for video stream data. There we go. 3, 2, 1. How's it going? Back with more food, well, snack reviews and stuff. So I've got Snyder's of Hanover braided twists in honey wheat. Those look pretty good. Now the sizing of this versus the sizing that I linked is not the same, but we'll try to figure it out. I would assume it's similar in the serving size at the very least. And we've got Wiley Wallaby soft and chewy watermelon. I'm usually not a big fan of watermelon flavored candies, but we'll see. And then this one is not available on Amazon at the very least, but I'm gonna try it out anyways. This is GFUEL. You can kind of probably guess where I got this from. The GFUEL Sour Power. So it's got Knuckles on there from the Sonic Sega Sega Sonic Knuckles. I had a Nintendo growing up, but I liked Sonic and all that. So we can start with the drink, even though it's, like I said, it's not, sadly, it's not available from what I could tell. There was like a pre-workout powder or something in the same name, the Sour Power GFUEL stuff, but it's different. It's totally different ingredients wise and everything. So that, anyways, I'm going to quickly go over this one. You could probably find it somewhere if you look around locally. So it's GFUEL energy drink. This one's the Sour Power. It's specifically 16 fluid ounce, 473 milliliters from the Sonic the Hedgehog universe. So these are pretty intense, most likely, with ingredients here. No calories, 65 milligrams of sodium, 250 milligrams of potassium, 45 milligrams of vitamin C, B6, 0.4 milligrams. Let me do one thing here. Oh, just hit my glasses on my cup. There we go. Yeah, I'm old enough at this point, it's hard for me to see up close with my glasses on. B12, 0.6 mcg. We've got zinc, B6. I'm sure you don't really care about the quantities too much. Anyways, it has 140 milligrams of caffeine per can. So that is quite a bit. It's more than a coffee, I would say. But this is a big can, so maybe it's kind of approximately the same amount of caffeine per size, maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, it would vary anyways with any type of coffee. But I've seen other GFUELs where they have like 300 milligrams per can. And, I've had those before, but they are pretty intense. So this one with 140 is better in my opinion. And there's a bunch of, there's a caution. Of course, it says, do not use this product if you are pregnant or nursing. Do not consume this product if you have any medical condition and or taking a prescription drug. This product contains caffeine and should not be used with any other products containing caffeine. This product is intended for use by healthy individuals only. Use of this product assumes all liability. Man, what happened with them in the past that they have to put this caution on here? There's also a warning. Warning, too much caffeine may cause sleeplessness, irritability, nervousness, and possibly rapid heartbeat. Yeah. So, anyways, the ingredients: carbonated water, citric acid, natural and artificial flavors, sodium glucosinate, tartaric acid, vitamins, and amino acid blend, which I'm not going to try to pronounce these. It has all the vitamins and it's got caffeine. It has acetylene, potassium, and sucralose. Acetylflame, potassium, and sucralose are sugar alternatives. So it doesn't have any actual sugar in here. Green coffee bean extract, green tea, turmeric extract, tart cherry, blueberry, broccoli, and kale. So that's okay. Anyways, just trying to make this one quick. That's what it looks like. I like Sonic stuff. It looks cool. So that's kind of what drew me to it. But we'll give it a shot. There it is. Nice clear looking liquid. You can see the carbonation. Although it looks like it's going away pretty quick. See what it smells like. Some sort of, yeah, the sour, maybe a berry smell. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the ingredients, but yeah, let's try it out. Oh. Yeah, it definitely has some sourness to it, which I think is nice. The artificial, or I should say, sugar alternatives are noticeable. It's almost, it does have some sort of berry flavor to it, as far as I can tell. But it tastes, to me, it tastes very fake. It's like drinking. I'm pretty sure I cleaned my cup out. Well, I don't think it's the cup. It's almost like floral. It's like going to a potpourri factory and drinking something when you're in there. Yeah. Even the aftertaste is like if you took some potpourri and like stuffed it in your mouth. Oh man. It's not bad by any means. It's just I haven't had any energy drinks in a while, so it's kind of like I do like the sour aspect of it. The smell feels artificial to me, and the flavor. Yeah. And it does linger in your taste buds. Not really sure if it mentions like specific flavors in here. I don't think so. So it does say, it says tart cherry, blueberry, broccoli, and kale, which it's at the end of the list. Not even sure what that means. Green coffee bean extract, green tea extract, turmeric, tart cherry, blueberry, and broccoli and kale. Like, what does that even mean, broccoli? Kale. I don't know, but it's interesting. If you can find it locally, and you're into energy drinks and you haven't tried this one somehow, I think it's at least better in the sense that it doesn't have like a humongous amount of caffeine. So 140 milligrams is quite a bit, but it's not anything crazy. Let's try it from the can real quick. I actually think it's better from the can because you don't lose as much carbonation, and then you don't smell it as much. Because to me, when I was smelling it, it smells like you go into one of those places with a bunch of things that are supposed to smell good, but they're all like combined together and intense and artificial. Yeah. So in this case, when you're drinking it like this, you get more of the carbonation, you get more of the sourness as being more prominent, which I think is good. And I actually like the flavor of it more like that in the can. Yeah. I do think energy drinks are fun in the branding and sometimes the flavors. This one is fine. It's definitely not my favorite energy drink. I don't drink them too much anymore, but I like Sonic and all that. So that's, yeah, it's a thing. So maybe check it out if you can find it. Anyways, here's the next one. I need to drink some tea. This is unsweetened black tea. To hopefully remove some of that GFUEL out of my mouth. I think it's working. All right, so this is Wiley Wallaby Soft and Chewy Watermelon Licorice. Sorry, the carbonation's getting to me. Yeah, so obviously licorice is an acquired taste. I wouldn't say this is actual licorice, as we'll get to when we look at the ingredients. This specific package might be different than what you see on Amazon or something like that. This one is 4 ounces, I believe. Again, you can probably kind of guess where I purchased this locally. It's a discount store. But, yeah, let's take a look at the ingredients and stuff. So it says no high fructose, no high fructose corn syrup. 4 ounces, 113 grams. Plant-based. And then it says the perfect taste of summer. We'll see about that, Willie. We'll see about that. On the back here, it says gourmet watermelon licorice, soft and chewy, bursting with terrific taste. Yeah. So in this specific case, with this 4-ounce package, it comes with approximately 4 servings. One serving size is 3 pieces or 29 grams, 90 calories. We've got 30 milligrams of sodium, 10 grams of total sugars for those 3 pieces, 1 gram of protein. It does have a trace amount of iron, 0.3 mg milligrams. Also 10 milligrams of potassium. Ingredients, corn syrup. So they say no high fructose corn syrup, but they have regular corn syrup as the main ingredient. So I don't know what like specifically the difference is, but corn syrup, sugar, enriched wheat flour, which is a bunch of ingredients in and of itself. So it looks like they add riboflavin, folic acid, thiamine, and niacin and iron to it. Then we've got, I can still hear this GFUEL can popping from the carbonation. It's a little bit distracting. And then we've got modified food starch from corn, dextrose, artificial flavor, palm oil with an asterisk, citric acid, malic acid, sodium citrate, potassium sorbate, which is a preservative, soy mono and diglycerides, fruit and vegetable juice for color. That's why I picked this one up. So some of the Wiley Wallaby things have artificial coloration to them. Or I mean whatever you call it, you know, like yellow 5 or blue whatever. This one doesn't, which is nice. So it says fruit and vegetable juice for color. And salt. Contains wheat and soy. So if you are allergic to wheat or soy, this is not your thing, sadly. And then looks like the company is in MN. Is that Minnesota? I'm not sure. I don't really memorize stuff like that. So it's, yeah, let's pop this open, try it out. I'll just give you a quick view of it as well. Of course, if you have any questions or anything, I do have the various chat windows up, which I can either show something up close or whatever else if you're curious. There you go. Pretty much what I just read out. Well, I did skip a few things down here. Let's do a zoom in. How's that? And we've got their marketing speak on the side here. Cool. There is a little label. Not sure what that is. I don't know what that is. We got the perfect taste of summer according to Wiley Wallaby. Cool. Get the first look. There it is. Naturally colored from fruit and vegetable juice. Oh, wow. Looks like we got a double. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. How's it look? Good? Weird? Anyone? It's a little translucent, if that's the right word. I can see some of the light shine through it. Let's see what it smells like from the package. Yeah, it does have somewhat of a watermelon-like smell to it, but it also doesn't smell like actual watermelon. Let's see. I think they said, yeah, artificial flavor. So it's watermelon-esque. Yeah, this thing to me also smells like you go into some shop with a bunch of, I don't know what I call them, potpourri. Is that the right word? I'm kind of big on that word today. It doesn't smell bad. It's just not, it doesn't smell like you open up a watermelon smell. But I feel like watermelon's one of the more difficult things to mimic in any type of candy. That and bananas, stuff like that. All right. Let's give it a shot here. You don't need to see me chewing, but... I can taste some of the wheat. It is sweet. The flavor... You know, I feel like the flavor here is better than the smell of it. Has anyone had this before? Oh, how's it going? Thanks for the follow. Actually, I'm liking the flavor, but it's a little difficult to describe. It has a bit of sourness to it, which is coming from the citric acid and the malic acid. Those are often used in drinks. Malic acid is kind of often used in apple stuff to make it taste more like apple. But it's, you know, it's just a acid, so it could be applied to other stuff. But yeah, those two add a little bit of tang to it, which is nice. I do think the flavor, at least to me, is pleasant. How can I describe it though? It's not like, it's clearly not like taking a watermelon and eating it. But it does kind of go that direction at the very least. You get a little bit of the rind of a watermelon taste. And some of the sweetness from, you know, if you were actually eating a watermelon. So I feel like they did a pretty decentish job mimicking what a watermelon would taste like in reality for candy. So good job, I'd say. Wiley Wallaby. Yeah, I like these. I've also had, I mean, actually, the other aspect, they call it a licorice, but to me, this doesn't really have the flavor, you know, the black licorice flavor. I don't really notice it in this. I feel like it's just kind of in the shape of, it's kind of similar, but to me, it doesn't really have much of that licorice from what I vaguely remember of it, because I don't really eat black licorice or anything like that with the anise. I believe it's anise flavor, but I have had drinks with that flavor, and this does not remind me of those drinks with that type of flavor in it. So, well, I like these. Made in USA. Cool. I could easily eat this entire thing. Here's the last one for today. So this one is specifically not the same size as the thing that I linked, but I mean, it's the same thing, so. These are Snyder's of Hanover braided twists and honey wheat. Looks pretty good. So I'm just going to go over the serving size. I would assume it's the same, you know, independent of the total package size. So in this case, one serving is 1 ounce, 28 grams, or approximately 7 pretzels. And it says 1.5 grams of fat. Of that, 0.5 grams are saturated fat. Does not have any trans fat. Does not have any polyunsaturated or monounsaturated fat or cholesterol. It says 180 milligrams of sodium for those 7 pretzels approximately. 22 total carbohydrates. We've got 2 grams of dietary fiber, 4 grams of total sugars, and 3 grams of protein for the 7 pretzels. It does have trace amounts of vitamins, looks like. Well, it lists vitamin D, but it says 0, so I don't know how that works. Calcium 10 milligrams, iron 1 milligram, and potassium 70 milligrams. All right, so let's go over the ingredients as well. We've got whole wheat flour, enriched flour, which again is a bunch of ingredients in and of itself, which is wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine, mononitrate. Sorry, I probably will mispronounce some of this. Riboflavin, folic acid, organic honey, vegetable oil, which in and of itself is canola, palm, soybean, and or sunflower oil, light brown sugar. So I've never heard of light brown sugar, but that is cane sugar and cane syrup, apparently. Combination. Then it says cane sugar, tapioca malt syrup, which is tapioca syrup and malt extract, dehydrated potatoes, salt, yeast, and soda. Contains wheat. And Snyder's Lance Inc. is in Charlotte, NC. Said made in a facility that does not process peanuts. So if you are allergic to peanuts, which is potentially a very dangerous allergy from what I've read, that's good. Because this is one of the few things that it says specifically does not, or it says made in a facility that does not process peanuts. So it's awesome. It's honestly, I'm not allergic to peanuts, but I feel like slightly intolerant to them. I think that's cool. There's a place that, you know, a lot of them say they always say the opposite of this. So it's pretty cool that Snyder's is one of the places that is not having it in the facility. So it's cool. I mean, I eat peanut stuff, or not recently, but I have, and I'm alive, so I'm not allergic to it. But I can feel for people that are, because I think it's pretty dangerous. And so, bit of marketing information on there in the back. And there's this bit up here. That's how it describes it. Honey wheat braided twist combines the rich flavors of wheat with real honey, touch of brown sugar for a delicate, sweet taste experience. Cool. All right, let's pop this open. I still hear this GFUEL carbonation popping in the can. It's going crazy. I'm gonna cut the top of this one too, instead of trying to pull it open. It smells nice. It pretty much just smells like wheat. Yeah, obviously if you have issues with gluten, this is not your food. My sister has issues with gluten. I might have in the past, I'm not sure. But I'm alright. Yeah, my mom has Hashimoto's, so I think our immune systems tend to be overactive. I don't know if it's related. I'm not sure how. I'm definitely not a medical scientist. That's what it looks like. Looks pretty nice. Give you the zoomed in view. I don't have anywhere easy way to stabilize my arms, so it's going to be a little shaky. You can see the little marks from the manufacturing machine. If you've ever watched shows like How It's Made, these make sense, because when it goes onto the conveyor belt thing, often, they're going to be metal, and they'll have points where it touches the product. So that's kind of likely how those are made, where it gets baked on the conveyor belt. It's pretty cool. Looks good. I can break it open maybe. Get the plate here. Yes. Oops. If I can do this easily. Pretty easy to break. One-handed. Whoops. That's what it looks like on the inside. No, I'll just hold it up. Yeah, the plate is difficult to manage like this. My camera prioritizes faces, so that's why I put my hands up. There we go. That's what it looks like on the inside. Looks pretty good. I don't know if I can get any closer. So there's a minimum focus to the lens. I think that's about as close as I can get. Cool. The camera decided to stop focusing. There we go. All right, let's try it out. Oh, very nice. Crunchy, but not too hard. It does hit that mix of salty but sweet, which is nice. Obviously, it's pretzel, but not like a super strong pretzel flavor. I think the sweetness kind of mutes the pretzelness of it, which depending on what your preferences are, I like it. It's obviously, with pretzels, they can be pretty dry. I feel like this one is slightly less so, but it's still a very dry type of snack. So you definitely want to have some type of drink with it. The way that it has basically 3 twists in it, so they're smaller and they're attached somehow. I think that just makes it a little bit easier to eat than a really chunky pretzel, a dry packaged pretzel. So I think these are a little bit easier to eat in comparison. Yeah. I really like these. I think they're pleasant. The sweetness definitely gives it a different flavor profile compared to straight standard pretzels, dry packaged pretzels. I think these would be nice with some type of dipping sauce or something as well. But just as they are by themselves, I think they're pretty flavorful. It's not anything crazy. You don't get super intense flavors like some pretzels are super crazy coated with flavor and stuff. This is not it. This is a subtle type of pretzel. Yeah. Very nice. Whoops. Oh. Just checking the phone, seeing if any messages. No. Cool. So, I like them. Obviously, with anything like this, with any type of food, any type of snack, personal preference, what you like the flavor of, I think is going to be the main thing, whether it works for you or not. But you won't know until you try it. So, if it looks interesting to you, maybe check it out. I like them. So that was the Snyder of Hanover's baked or braided twists in honey wheat. And then these Wiley Wallaby soft and chewy watermelon, which this one surprised me. Again, I'm not a big fan of fake watermelon flavored stuff, but I think this is subtle enough and kind of gets there close enough with the flavoring that I think it works all right. So I like these two. And then this thing, which is not linked on Amazon, sadly, but you can find it locally, most likely at a discount store. Hint, hint, called Dollar Tree. I might as well just mention it. Yeah, so that's where I picked this stuff up. But this one's okay. I haven't really had energy drinks much. I think it's fine. It's just the smell is intense to me, and the flavor is okay, but I do like the sourness aspect. All right, I'm going to head out. Hopefully you enjoyed this or whatever. It's fun doing little food reviews and stuff. Yeah, peace. See ya. Here we go.